From the sun-baked deserts of North Africa and the Middle East to the lush tropical landscapes of South Asia, henna has been cherished for centuries. These humble leaves, harvested with care, have been transformed by generations of women into powerful tools for beauty and healing. Today, we're taking a step back in time to explore the ancient art of creating henna, grinding leaves by hand just as the ancestral healer did. This one plant has gone by many names over the centuries. Henna in ancient Egypt, al-Henna in ancient Arabic, Mendika in Sanskrit. Today, however, most of us in the West recognize it by its modern Arabic name, henna, or its modern Hindi name, mehndi. While henna is widely celebrated today for its use in body art, its significance in the ancient world went far beyond decoration. This humble plant played a vital role in rituals, medicine, and everyday life. From soothing migraines to being wrapped as a poultice for aching arthritic joints, henna was a trusted remedy. It was even used to regulate heavy menstruation and postpartum bleeding, and for generations, henna has quietly offered its healing touch, proving its value as so much more than just a mere cosmetic. There's something magical about harvesting my own henna leaves. It's kind of like traveling back in time and experiencing the ancient world firsthand. When I collected these henna branches, I honestly didn't think they'd give me this many leaves. This henna tree has been with me for about 4 years now, and this is the very first time I'm actually harvesting it. The whole time I kept wondering if the leaves would even work or stain, but from what I've heard, the older trees are actually better to use than the younger ones. I do have another one that's about 2 years old, and I can't wait to try that one next. If anyone can confirm this though in the comments, I would love to hear your thoughts. These days, most henna artists use a powder made from dried leaves that are finely ground and sifted for a super smooth consistency. It's what makes the paste easy to use in a henna cone, which is actually a modern tool that only came onto the scene in the late 1960s, which is pretty interesting. You want to choose the healthiest, most vibrant leaves from the plant, usually when they're fully matured. The leaves are where all that rich pigment lives, so you want them at their best before you move on to the next steps. Today, I'll be using a smaller mortar and pestle, which is what I have for now, but honestly, a larger, rougher stone grinder would probably give you better and faster results. But hey, we're working with what we've got. When it comes to essential oils, I'm not 100% sure if they were used in the ancient methods, so I'm keeping it a little bit more simple. Instead of eucalyptus or any other essential oils, I'm grinding up some cloves instead. I'm hoping the natural essential oils in the clove will help with the dye release and the oxidation, and I'm just curious to see how it works out. I've also read that some people use tamarind for a similar purpose as well as lemon, but today I'm keeping it simple with just sugar and water and seeing what happens. I know some of you probably have your own tips and tricks, so if you do, drop them in the comments below. I always love hearing what has worked for you, and now comes the fun part. This is where the real magic happens. Grinding the henna leaves is where the ancient process really comes alive. Yes, it's a little bit of a workout, but it's totally worth it. I think I might have added a bit too much water here, but my hope is that it'll all emulsify into that perfect thick paste. And yes, I know the smaller, smoother mortar and pestle isn't exactly ideal for this, but I'm making do with what I have. Now I'm going to be adding some sugar to help with the consistency and help the paste stick on the skin longer. And at first, it definitely looks a little bit interesting as the leaves start to break down. And I'm not going to lie, I did enlist my husband's help off camera for a few minutes to kind of give my arm a break, because grinding this stuff by hand is definitely an arm workout. It's definitely starting to come together now, and as you can see, the paste is looking a lot better. Now I'm going to let this sit for about 6 hours to dye release. One of the main ways that you can tell that your paste is releasing the dye is by the color change. Henna normally shifts from a bright green when it's freshly mixed to a more subtle greenish brown, like you can see right here. One thing to keep in mind about this ancient way of making henna is that the paste tends to be a lot thicker and less refined compared to the smoother, sifted powder we use today. Because of that, the level of intricacy we're used to now wouldn't have been possible back then, at least not without a lot of painstaking effort. In fact, before pre-made cones, many cultures used sticks to apply the paste, or they would make it thicker, kind of like a dough, and they would shape it onto the skin with their fingers. Today, I'm going to try a little bit of both, so don't judge me, this is my first time trying anything like this. Henna has been used for its spiritual properties in many cultures. For example, in Moroccan folklore, henna is believed to protect against nazar, or the evil eye. That's one of the reasons it's often applied during big festivals and social gatherings. People use it to help guard against negative energy and invite good fortune instead. If you would like a separate video detailing more about henna's spiritual uses across different cultures, let me know. I honestly could go on and on about that. It's super interesting to note that even ancient Egyptians would use henna as a ritual purifier for the body in life and death. Archaeological evidence shows henna on the fingernails and hair of mummies, and henna was closely associated with the Egyptian goddess Hathor. I only left this on for about an hour, and just look at that vibrant color. Now, I will say, because I didn't add any essential oils, it stayed more of this orange tone, which I might add you often see in the Persian miniature paintings. You'll notice a more orange hue on women's hands in those compared to the deeper reddish brown we're used to today. However, if you've ever seen those Persian miniature paintings, you'll notice that it's always a more orange hue on the women's hands compared to the deeper reddish brown that we're used to today. Okay. I'm not exactly sure when essential oils became the standard in henna mixtures, but I'm definitely going to try grinding it with oil next time to see how it changes things. That said, I absolutely loved the vibrancy and the whole process. Using my own henna tree was truly amazing. Let me know what you guys think, and would you guys try this out yourself? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.